back with results that will favor the people. So far, so good. They've done 29 sections of the COP. I have been privileged to be in 2. I was there to COP 27, which was 2022. That one was done in Egypt. I was also there last year. That one was done in Dubai. But at the end of the day, even with our demonstrations inside the COP, to tell the government, say, this climate crisis, now community people, you and me, now they suffer and not be people where they talk. Because people where they talk, when they wake up for morning, they inside AC. Then they go office, they inside AC. They come up for AC, enter AC. Even the fuel cry and all the crisis where they face, them know they face them. So now we, the community people, we where they ground the ladder, now we they hear the wahala. See everywhere now, so now everywhere they hot. Before we are they like this, but when they find sweat and they won't get. But now, so it not be like that again. The crisis has become more than what we can bear. Yet this year COP, they call them finance COP, climate finance COP. Okay, we are talking about solutions to the climate crisis. When I say, okay, the only way we're going to find solutions to the climate crisis now to put monetary value on the solutions. And these monetary values where they put on the solutions, so not be solutions where we say at the end of the day, me and you we go benefit from inside. Now we are talking about financial finance COP, financing climate change solution. We are talking about financing climate change solution. But the finance where you they talk so, not be the finance where me and you we go get for inside job. Not be the finance where we say me and you go get to solve our climate crisis. 2022 for year, around September to almost December, the flood wey happen for Nigeria affected about 23 states out of the 36 states. Even more, some other states even no even count their own, but they affected. That was as a result of climate change. For that flooding alone, I was trapped in Bayelsa. I stayed in Bayelsa for 3 weeks. I don't fit comot. Even last when I want to come out from Bayelsa, come Benin, I use boats for that major express road, Ponton River. Speed boats now I take cross, enter Delta. From speed boats when I enter, I can't enter tractor, big tractor, because small motor no dey fit pass. Climb big tractor, take cross, enter Ogeli. From there now I can't fit CNC motor wey take come Benin. Climate crisis. But yet people go to the COP to discuss this crisis. And they tell us they are going there to provide solutions. Last, the solutions where they provide is not for the benefit of you and me. Now make us talk, say, we want to organize this small meeting today, what they call Communities Countering COP29 negotiations. Because they are going there to make negotiations on our behalf. But how many of us here will say, we hear about our country people going there to make negotiations? We not hear. The decision where they ever make concerning the negotiations, concerning what they go ask for, we know here. At the end of the day, we they see for news now say our government they sign part with I think Chinese having one of all these country governments to provide solar systems. They give them millions just for them to get solar panels and all that. But at the end of the day, when those money will come, the community people where they go negotiate on their behalf, we not go even see one small panel. So what did we tell? We tell say instead of una to say una want finance climate crisis, we are asking for reparations. We are asking for climate debt. When we talk of climate debt, all the destruction we don't face since as Africans as a result of the extraction of oil, as a result of the extraction of mineral from our soil, where they cause emissions, where they cause climate change. Make una pay us as community people. Make una pay us as Africans. That na wetin we dey fight for. Una say una want finance climate, but yet una dey talk about carbon capture. Una dey talk of net zero. When they talk of carbon capture, CDM, they talk say okay, we go help una, we go give una money, una protect this whole community land. Make una no cut trees. Make una no go farm. All this area una don leave am as forest reserve. So that area will they capture carbon. But they capture pollution from the environment. Why them go their foreign countries, they produce, they do industrialization, they produce machines, and at the end of the day, now we reserve our forests. so that una go dey pay us small small money. And at the end of the day, the money wey dem suppose dey pay us so, no be we go come get am. Because dem no go come community come tell una say make we pay una this money, we wan pay una 1 billion, we wan pay the community 1 billion for protecting their forest. No, na the government na go still sign the deal. Na dem go still sign the deal say yes, this money una pay us. Now African leaders and developing countries dey agree say for 2 COP ago, the one wey dem do for Egypt, that was 2022, they agree say foreign countries will pay us climate debts and reparations for the destruction they've caused. They now agreed on every year they're going to give developing countries, and including Africa, $100 billion. So that $100 billion they go share them among themselves. The country when impacts they more, they go know how much they'll give them. Countries will get less impact, they know how much they'll give them. Countries will get more in ideas, where they go use they look like they solve their problem, they'll know how much they'll give them. But at the end of the day, even while they agreed on this thing, the countries across the world, last year call for Dubai, they're not briefly pledge even 1% of that 100 billion. Imagine countries like America, where don't they industrialize, get money where America they pledge just they provided just $7 million. Say now be their pledge. That they ask them say come. Only one company in America can even pay that 100 million. How come when they give just 7 million? They can increase down to I think 10 or 17 million. But still, it not go anywhere. Other countries no be pledge. Japan, China, all those ones they say they don't get money where they go give for climate crisis. This year again, they can't go back to the table, say na climate finance. May they talk about the issue again. They can't increase the money now. Say 100 million no go do for the whole of the developed country to take fight climate crisis. Because inside there, they will fight flooding, how to combat flooding, how to bring solutions to areas that are having flooding. Inside there, they will talk about droughts, how to bring solutions to areas where they get droughts, where the area don't dry, they don't get water to drink and all that, how to make them still be comfortable small. Inside there, they will talk about food insecurity, shortage of foods and all that. Inside there again, they will talk of reparations and paying of climate debt. People where climate don't destroy their things, their environment and their communities. But even last, these funds, go still go round. Go still go round. So they're going to say, okay, as go round, so what do we do? This year COP, they can't negotiate again, say, now, since it's a finance COP, we have to introduce new items and all that. They now introduce another new terms to gather the funds. They can't increase the funds from 100 to 200 billion. But even at that now, as they talk, so that's negotiation, they never finalize them. The bigger countries told developing countries that we cannot still give you people. They now came to an agreement that the only way we will go still give you some of this money and say oil companies, industrialized companies, where they destroy, when we know say that they destroy, when they try to stop, we go give them permission to the extract. The big oil companies where they cause the pollution, they cause the crisis, we go give them opportunities and permission to the extracts. So when we give them permission to the extract, as they do their work, they pay us. We go take and pay our climate debts. Of which that is not what we want. Because these oil and extractive companies, they are the ones contributing majorly to the climate crisis we are facing today. The fossil fuel where they burn, they contribute to the climate change we experience. But now they are telling the world that if you people want us to play climate debt, then you give us the opportunity to start extracting oil, to start extracting lithium, to start extracting gold, to start industrialization processes. So from there, we will make gains to get the millions what we want to give now. More destruction, exactly, my brother. So we are saying no to that. What we are saying is pay climate debt that will go down to the people. That is why we are here to discuss. Because the idea is that they have so much push us to the world that community people now, you don't even have a say. Government will just come, now one big company will just come that we want to use this full company environment for extraction purpose. They'll just go meet government. Government say, land law, land decree. talk say all land belongs to the government. So government has permission to take any land wey they want take. As far as say government any land wey they want take, as far as say e dey government land, they get permission to take am because that is the law. And one of the biggest challenges we are having today in Nigeria in particular is our land law. As we dey here now, so government fit discover say, oh yeah, dey this land wey they want drill. As they discover am like this, government go just come tomorrow, put bulldozer for the front end and give everybody here 48 hours. The first question wey they'll come ask you is your property insured? Is your property having CFO? If you don't get CFO, you lost out. And the CFO no easy to get. If you don't have government CFO and they discover something for your property, forget that property. Government will just tell and say you don't get CFO, so you don't even have authority to occupy this place. You are occupying illegally. They go dig your house, dig center of your house like this, they extract the oil. Because they tell you say all land belongs to the government. And that is the crisis we are facing today. They go COP now, so COP 29. Then they go negotiate on me and you behalf on how they go fit take get money, take meet up with net zero opportunities. Net zero wey they talk about, so to us we see am as first solution to climate change. Wetin be net zero? Net zero na say all countries in the world go vow, go pledge to end emissions, to end fossil fuel extractions, to end fossil fuel, anything where they bring emissions, where they contribute to climate change, factory, farming, bush clearing, everything where they bring climate crisis, all countries should end it net zero by 2020. Our country will say, no, 2020 too long, too short for us, we not end by 2020. We go make our own 2030. Now, from 2030 now, they tell us now, say they don't fit meet up net zero goal for 2030. So now they have extended Nigerians to 2060. So, how we want to stop now? And still, our government, all our budgets that they do, they place our budget on oil. Our budgets are placed on oil. E never get the budget where they do for this country, where they know they use oil sales, oil benchmark, take the budget, take the calculate. We never kill the oil, we just believe say we go get the oil. We not the oil. We dey believe say if we sell this oil, we go get enough money to take fund the budget. So we go project before that time. By the time when we come project overboard, we not gonna get more oil sales like that. We go come start to dey borrow. And those are contributing more to our debt index. They contribute more to our debt profile as a people. But they still go COP, go negotiate how they go take put us for more wahala, more troubles. Telling us that now they have signed a deal with, I think, a Brazilian company or so, to keep setting of our mangrove forests for climate finance, to capture carbon, to do this. And our government, they sign them. They sign these things on behalf of the people. And when they come back, they start oppressing you and me. They'll tell you this land has been acquired by the government. Government wants to make use of it. We want to leave it like this. We want to leave it like this. Few months ago, Delta State government signed a deal with, I think, an Indian company or something, that they want to start protecting the mangrove forest and planting more mangrove in Nigeria, in Warri, in Delta States. And the idea behind it was for carbon capture, to capture carbon, CDM, clean development mechanism. So by the time we protect all those mangroves, at the end of the day, companies and the foreigners will be paying them on each trees that is capturing carbon. Why the community people who did that coastal environment, they are suffering. They'll just see people come, they plant mangrove across that coastal environment, they go. They'll come tell them, say, no, they'll come give them restriction. On no account should anybody enter this forest to cut any tree. On no account should anybody go here to farm. On no account should anybody go into the creeks to catch fish. They will start giving you restrictions. But they are being paid at your own expense because they've negotiated it on your behalf. So, as community people, we say no to these negotiations. Because they are not beneficial to us as a people. Neither are they beneficial to even the country. Now we are talking about 200 billion. If they happen to start giving that 200 billion, Africans, how many will be? Only Nigerians say we don't pass 200 billion people first. Not to talk of people where they face climate crisis for Nigeria at the moment. If you go to North, the what is it called now? Lake Chad has almost dried off totally. And in the past, Lake Chad happens to be where cattle people go to, the northerners, the herders. They go to Lake Chad there. That's where they carry their cattle to. They give them feed, green grass and everything. But at a point in time, when the Lake Chad start to shrink, the water and the things there, the resources there were not enough to carry the people along, to carry the cattle along, talk more of the people. They started moving into different places. And that was one of the things that led to farmers' herders' crisis today who we face. Because they're not they will contain them again. They're not they see green grass chop for not. So they are all moving this way, carrying their cattle to enter our farms, destroy our farmland, and every other thing, just because of the impact of climate crisis. Yet our leaders will go to COP and they will start negotiating on our behalf. They will start negotiation on our behalf. They tell us that instead of them to say, okay, we are putting a stop on emissions in the COP, they told us that we as civil society people, as community people, we are telling them, halt fossil fuel, stop fossil fuel, leave it in the ground. But then for COP, they tell us, say, we are phasing off. And there is a big difference between the language, phase off and phase out. The phase off now, they don't want to come out totally. They move from one place to another. But we are telling them as community people, halt the extraction of fossil fuel because it's a major contributor to climate change. It increases emissions. But then they tell us now, say, no, we won't just phase them out first. We won't push them aside first. While we are fighting for just energy transition. What is the just energy transition? They are saying just energy transition now, transiting from one form of energy into another. We as people, as community people, are saying the just energy transition should be a transition that carries everybody along. Be you a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, everybody. But again, these energy companies, these extraction companies that are polluting and destroying our environment, they are also converting their names from oil companies to energy companies because they are following transitions. See Total today now. Total don't turn to Total Energies. Total will tell you that they are rendering clean energy because they are giving you LNG, they are giving you CNG. CNG that our government is pushing us to now is not a clean source of energy. Compressed natural gas. Compressed natural gas now see fossil fuel. Now see fossil fuel. The only difference is that it's compressed, it's extracted, and the vapor is caged and put into a can for usage of cars and other things. But it's still fossil fuel. They still go through the same extraction processes, the same polluting processes. But these energy companies will tell you that they are clean energy sources, which is not true. So as community people, we tell them the negotiation of just energy transition should not just be give us the money, let's start our just energy transition process, but it will be a just energy transition process that will favor you and me, that will trickle down to grassroots people, that will trickle down to community people. We need an energy process that you and me will be part of. And let's not forget, right from time immemorial, right from the time of Adam and Eve till now, we have been moving from one form of energy to another. In those days, they used stone. Use stone reach one place, they enter coal. They use coal reach one place, they enter water vapor to power engines. They use and reach one place, they enter charcoal, coal to power engine, back. From there, they come out, they say, no, this one no dey function again. They enter oil. From oil, they enter crude, enter gas, and all sort of. Now we are transiting from those fossil, those polluting ones to renewables energy, which is your solar, your wind energy, and the rest. But again, there's still challenges we have to face. Even the renewable now, so now the solar energy what we dey talk about now, so the panel wey we dey talk about, the panel, the things they use in doing the solar panel is still gotten from extraction. The battery wey take dey store the energy wey dey give us light na still extraction. Lithium is gotten from extraction. They still dig to get lithium. Like our Edo State here now, Edo State is rich in lithium. Edo North, they have lithiums. And it's becoming a crisis zone. Anywhere they see lithium, anywhere they find any of these, they call them transitional metals, it becomes a war zone. Why? Because that is the in team now. People are running away from oil extraction into extraction of these metals. And that is why these big companies are going into energy sectors, because they want to by fire by force, they want to take charge of the energy systems. And anybody that holds your energy holds your life. Am I saying something?
Yes.
And that is the fact. That's the fact. They are taking over our energy system. They are taking over our food systems, thereby providing GMOs for us to eat, providing all sorts of things for us to eat. And they will tell us that they are fighting climate change. But these are some of the negotiations that they went to do on your behalf and on my behalf in the talk. So as community people, we are telling them, no, these negotiations will not work. Will not work. Because you are doing these things at our own, in our own expense. You are causing crisis to us. You are causing palaver to us. And you are telling us you are negotiating on our behalf. What are you saying? In previous talks, we've told them, give opportunities. Let's bring in community people that are suffering. People wey don see climate change face to face like this. No be una wey wear suit and tie, they come from one place, from inside one school office, go come here, come dey tell me wetin climate change be. You can't. 2023, I was privileged to address people in the COP, and I told them, I said, we are talking about the COP. We are talking about the climate crisis. But majority of us here, we have not seen and we have not faced the climate crisis. I'm a victim of climate crisis. And I told them the story how I was talking by Yosa for 3 weeks inside flood. After my presentation and everything, one white lady came to me. Are you serious? Is that how serious? I said yes. And I never see anything. Now they say, is that how serious? Not be the one who they speak English. People are suffering. People are dying. I showed them pictures of people doing cassava inside flood waters, food that they will eat, soaking fufu inside flood waters in Bayelsa State. Water reach one man. Well, I don't know where I put that picture. Water they in waste like this, they deep inside like this, they would cassava, they bring guards to give it some inside the flood. Those are the kind of crises that people are supposed to hear the testimonies and see pictures in the COP. Not them negotiating in one big room and we start seeing them doing negotiations and telling us things. No, the negotiations are not for us anymore. We need actions. We need actions. So make I stop here. So I invite my colleague, maybe speak up on the gender dimensions, the impact of the negotiations on women. I beg, join me, welcome my colleague, Essie.
I'm sorry for coming late. I'm just coming from another community. I'm very sorry for coming late. I know that once we hear gender, what will be the first thing when they come to our mind? Women, Abby? But I like to come from the side where when I talk about gender, maybe we talk about the entirety of gender. Gender and not be just women. Men follow for gender matter. It's just that when we say gender, we want to see how women they affected and how men they are affected, and also how persons with disabilities, they be human beings too. They all of them they part of our communities. They within our environment. They are also part of the conversation. So how is climate change affecting them? How is the heat, the flooding affecting men? How is it affecting women? How many of us don't go Gele community before? How that place hot, Auntie? And how the weather be for that place? Once you enter inside gele gele like this, the atmosphere is different from when they come out, from where they come from. I don't the opportunity to enter gele gele once, and I tell myself, I don't want ever go that community again, because the heat rashes when I get as I come back. For how many hours when I stay? For 2 days, my body not recover. But there are men and women living in that community. Young boys and young girls living in that community. Children are living in that community. But you know the worst part of it? There is gas flaring in that community. The gas pipe now, when they flare the gas, not be saying high reach this 2-story building, a 3-story building. No, it is as low as this 1-story building. Gas, you can see fire close to the houses, not that it's far, in the heart of the community. Is that not wickedness? But yet, they will go to the different countries where the last one they went to now was very cold. They will stay inside, wear suit jackets, winter jackets, world leaders, and they are talking about negotiations. How can we reduce climate change? Meanwhile, there are communities that are suffering from their actions. But because they are not directly affected, they have no business with it. If the people of Gele Gele tell you what the respiratory problems that they are suffering, the women, the issues with reproduction, or is it the men, the issues with reproduction, how can we continue like this? And none of these community people go to these negotiations, go to this COP to talk about the problem. You know, it is a different case now. I'm telling you now, for those of us that have not been to Gele Gele, I can only try as much as I can to paint the picture for you, because I have been there. You can try as much as you can. If you try, put the picture for your head, try imagine now. But the emotion and the feeling, you feel not get them because you not there. Now so it be for these places when they go there, go talk. When they tell them now, say make you now stop them. You know what they do? They use money one buyer, take run away from the matter, because they know what they get. So imagine say this entire building, the person can't tell you say in one buyer. And he tell you say, okay, one buyer for 50 million. And you think say 50 million big, so you sell out. But wait till the person won't make out of this entire building. For years, generation to come, it passed 50 million. But you don't sell your land, your heritage, your everything. For how much? 50 million. And you not fit talk, because you don't give up. You go talk, you go shout. Say, I don't know, say now what you want to do to me. I don't know. But you don't already sell them. You don't go, you don't sign. And now what our leaders don't do to us. We are having children with deformity, having mothers with, oh God. I come from Ososo community just now. And now my first time to go Ososo. I don't know if we know Ososo for Edo North. And when we travel on Friday, I'll drive and miss road. We come pass through Opela. Waiting my eyes see for Opela, my mouth not feel describe and finish. You know, saying before, I don't know how many of us they watch American film when you go see that mining hole, when lights they, when miners they pass. The way these people don't dig, enter inside ground. They don't dig, enter, they don't dig. Not the only one, the land is big, because for almost 40 minutes we they drive before they come tell us, say, well, now they one pass, road not they know that they go back. The pits when they don't excavate sand and everything from. Those people are removing gold, are removing limestone, removing lithium in our very eye. And then they will tell you that Opela people are fighting. There's insecurity there. Because they don't want you to see what they are doing there. They are extracting from our communities. Women are left to go to the farms, and then something happens to them. What happens? They are kidnapping them or raping them. Make I don't even talk about the one where mining communities for Senegal and Congo, they tell us stories, say women will go farm, their young girls will go farm, they will come back, rape them. When I don't want to describe this thing. The one where even pay me for inside, they rape, compost stick for inside. Why? Some of the wickedness that happens in those communities. Or the ones that they kill the men. They kill them in the bush. They are fighting. Because they are fighting for gold, fighting for things that is not their property in the first place. But because the people are not aware that this is the end plan of these companies. But how can we continue in darkness? Are we going to continue selling our rights to these people? Are we going to continue letting them treat us like this? Now we are telling them to phase out fossil extraction and go to renewable energy, at least to reduce the climate change problem. At least let's start from there. Let the heat reduce, let the flooding reduce, let the droughts reduce, let us breathe fresh air. If you even go to Ososo, at least Ososo, the air is still clean, the place is still fine, but Opela, forget it. Opela is completely, the atmosphere too is completely different because of extraction. Now they want to move to renewable energy and they want to control that aspect. They've controlled oil. They want to control how they will gather the materials for the batteries, the lithium, the chemicals, all these resources. They want to control it. This is the time now for us to stand and take charge and say, no, once beaten, 100 times shy. We will not allow you people to do what you have done and you will continue doing it. We will take charge of it. If you want to come to our community to take anything, we will be part of the process, we will be part of the conversation. The men will be part of it, the women will be part of it, the youth will be part of it, persons with disabilities, because they too, they are part of the conversation. They are not, because they are with disability doesn't mean they are not human beings. They will be part of the conversation. Let us know, what is it that you want to do? Make it clear. We are not selling anything to you. We are not giving you the full rights to our community. When it is time, when we are tired of you going, please pack your load and go. And if you are extracting anything, you must not destroy our environment in the process. You cannot destroy our land in the process. In Bayelsa State, in Otuabagi, the women that they are majorly farmers, if they tell you, show you their cassava that they are harvesting them, the cassava is yellow. Cassava that you know that is white, their own cassava is yellow. Or is it the man that his well that is going to be producing water for him is producing oil? He cannot do anything. They will come to his house, his compound, and use tanker to come and use pumping pipe to pump oil and carry and go in his compound. They did not give him clean water. No, we cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. And now instead of them, our people that went to the COP, that even managed to stay outside the gates to talk and to protest, only for us to hear that they want to extend for another 10 years again, to pay for the damages that they have done. Money that they've been shouting since 2013, 2014, that they should pay. They have extended it again. They're supposed to give an account of it by next year, beginning of next year. They've extended it again, now to another 10 years, for them to pay the money, and now reduced the money that they are supposed to pay. Can you see how wicked? No. It is time for us as community people to take charge of our own land. I will tell young people, to Japa is good, but the problem is they are making your land unbearable. You go to their own land too, is unbearable. Where will you now stay? You want to use law, want to use everything to drive you away. In your own land too, they want to use extraction, they want to use fear, they want to use insecurity, they want to use everything to drive you. Where will you stay? It is still in your own house that you are the first class citizen. So you need to take charge. Our women need to stand. We cannot leave it for the men alone. And the men cannot leave it for the young people alone. And the young people cannot say it's none of my business, because it is our future. It is our business. It is our business. I don't know if anybody gets anything, any experience or anything when they like to share about this matter about climate change. About it, how we see the problem, and what we think we can do to solve it. Because every one of us, we are key players. We are key action change makers in the matter. So anything, especially when, with this heat now, Timama the fan herself, this year alone, we have experienced less rainfall than ever before. This year alone. So this is not a matter that it is left for only the white people, or only the people that are staying in those communities that there's oil. No, it affects all of us. I don't like them, but I thank God say they too don't experience their own hurricane and flood. So you don't touch them for body. They know say it's in a serious matter. So any of us get anything to share? Well, let me start.
calm because everything you said has been our experience as a nation, right? We are aware of all these things. And I believe what we should be looking at is the way out, the way forward, because we know all these things. So the way forward, what are the communities doing? How much effort, how much pressure are they put together to make sure that this nonsense stops? That is what we should be looking at as a people. Before now, like you said we are family. Before now, if maybe your building or inside your apartment is hot, you say, okay, let me go outside and take fresh air. Even the outside that you are, it is still heat that is blowing you. So it is as bad as that. So as a people, like you have said, during your explanation and giving us some illustrations and all that, is as a people, as a community, how many of us are ready? It's not about speaking, it's how ready are we? It's all about action. Less talking, but more of actions. That's how I see it. Until we begin to take actions, begin to take our destinies in our own hands. It's like some of us, a lot of times where there are challenges in the nation, we will say, okay, we have so and so challenges in this place. And the communities, let us come out. How many people comes out? How many are willing to speak? And some of us will say, when we come and talk, what once we don't talk, what they don't do. But the big question is, how many are we? Because if the crowd is not much, if the voice is not much, then even all these ones we are doing, it leads us nowhere. So it is time for us as a people to come out together as a strong voice. Because there is difference between when they say there's a challenge in Oredo, and the whole of this Oredo is shut down. They know that we mean business. It's not when there's a challenge in Oredo, you see just few persons on the street speaking and talking. I say, all these ones are there with busybody now. Now let them be their effect. So that's the problem. That's where it is. So as a people, we need to stand out in that massive voice to speak for ourselves. If we are not ready to do this, sorry my sister, we are still here. Thank you.
Change, that. And the need for us to use clean and good energy. But the fact remains, Europe and the West don't develop themselves with dirty energy. Are you going to stop Africans from developing themselves with the so-called dirty energy? Because I heard when he was talking about our budget is still hinged on petroleum, on crude oil, on extracting crude oil. The fact remains that if you stop crude oil, you want us to leave the oil in the soil. Then what do we fall back to? That is what we have today. I know countries like England, they don't have oil, but they survive without oil. But the fact remains that we can't do without it for now. So the reality that is with us today is that we are still going to dwell on the dirty energy. What we should fight for is that, and the fact remains that I still bring the bulk force on the people, not majorly the government or the Ogoni land. They've stopped extracting crude for years because of the havoc crude did to that land. If you go to Olebiri today, I think Olebiri is like a woman that more than 100 men raped. The land is dry, the land is empty, there's nothing in the land. They've left there. Now, if the people, money was taken, we are taking cash, we are taking from Ogoni. Sorry, Olebiri. Was that cash invested back to the community? One. Number two, was that cash invested back to the community? One. Number two, are there no people in the community that are milking from it? Even when government, like now, according to the PIB, the Petroleum Industry Act, there's some certain amount that goes back to the community. It goes to the community. Let's leave sentiment aside. I'm coming. It goes to the community. There's some few people in the community. No, are they not part of the community? So the fact that it is within us. No, it goes to the community. But the so-called lions and tigers in the communities hijack it. So what are the people in the community doing about it? So we can't actually be pointing fingers at them. They, what about us? What have we done? Now, if you go Ogoni now, they are called judgment. They are doing clean up in Ogoni. I pray for they are doing clean up. Are you going to tell me that Ogoni people are being employed? Some of their people are contractors. Some of the contractors, are they actually doing the job according to specification? So you see, most of this is, we should not tilt too much to the West, to the Westerns, what the Westerners are telling us. We should look, because the fact remains that the West cannot give us any solution to solve our problem. It is we ourselves that will create solutions to solve our problem. China is a very good example. So if we think we will, okay, all those cubs to all those English, let's bring it down to what me and you. Tell the man as I did, say normally, see the way they sweat. Say na climate change cause am. Now because they extract one thing from one people, the fact means what about us? More, let's leave the big industries. What about us? In our houses, we know they contribute to the calamity we face today. We find there was a day I was like, I gathered some dirty. I could ask myself, say, oh my, you will be. Last I don't get choice. I see born and I told the truth. But the fact is, how many of us we are not clean? But the fact remains that we go. But like he said, over the years, humans have been transiting from one form of energy to another. So this is just a phase, and people will cash out for this phase. Both governments and individuals, they will cash out from this phase. But what matters is that let the transition be just. Let the community people actually feel the impact. Now you are taking this thing away. You are taking this thing away. What are the process? What are you giving me in return? What benefit am I deriving from it? So we should dwell on how we should own it. Make we know, like she said something that we should not just talk, we should act. I know most of us are from the civil society background. We don't believe much in talking. We believe in actions. Let us walk our talk. Let us, okay, today they drill for, what do they call them? Orion, this company for Orion. One go stop them and not drill oil for them. That is action. See, you see this paperwork, this going to call placard. It won't work in the African setting. It might work in Europe. It might work in America. It might work in South America. But in Africa, we need actions. Let me shock you. I was working with there's a group called Obikobom. It's comprised of all the oil producing community in Orion. So they were telling one another, there was a guy. Where therefore they drill oil as in company. We know if the company they ring road, then so they're not going to let us even stand for Obama market. So I say, Mobi here, we know near them. So how do they affect the change? If then they misbehave for them, they cause climate, they cause havoc for them. How do people do the people? So NGOs like NGOs like this will only shout, do press conference. But in Africa, in Nigeria, we need actions. We need both on the part, especially from the community, because we are all involved. If he cast today, it will affect both the community, it will affect both the government, it will affect everybody. Let us do walk our talk. We should not concentrate more on talking. Let us start action. Thank you.
We've been extracting oil since 1956, Abi. Do you know that if Nigeria was to be a country like Europe, we'll have enough oil resources stored somewhere that will carry the next 100 generations to come. US today, US have oil reserves that will carry 50 generations and still remaining. And what they do, they go to poorer countries, they buy from there and store. The same thing UK is doing, London. They buy products and store. But in our own case now, we sell, and we even sell the ones that we have not extracted. Just recently, we discovered that our oil in our soil, it has not been extracted, but they've used it to take loan. So our government, they are eating the children's future now. Children that are supposed to be born 50 years from now, they've already eaten their future. So, like he said, we will keep extracting in contest, because they believe that if we stop extracting, we will die. Our economy will die. But they forgot the fact that it was the same oil that brought us to where we are today. Before the 1956, Nigeria was one of the richest countries in the world. Singapore, you see today, the palm oil Singapore is living by was taken from 9 for year. They came to Nigeria 1986, I mean 83. Malaysia, sorry. They came to Benin here to collect palm tree from Okomu. Palm seedlings. Our government give them for free. No can take go plant. They got back to Malaysia. They locked their doors. Nobody goes out. Nobody comes in. No jackman will die here. Make we use this state to develop ourselves. And they so modified and modernized the planting system that everybody became farmer to ensure that that thing generate. Today now, so now we dey drink Malaysian oil, groundnut oil. But the oil, they don't have crude oil the way we have. They have palm oil. And now from here, they collect palm oil where they take the rich, they live their life today. Majority of the palm oil, groundnut oil, they take around the world today is from Malaysia. And it was gotten from Benin. So why don't we start thinking of how to go back to our methodology of agriculture and see how we can survive from there? Because the truth about it, agriculture is key in any environment. Even in America today, the richest people in America, they are not oil people. Two sectors in America are the ones holding the world: agriculture and IT. Technology. Oil no join. The richest people in the world, oil no join. Oil riches no join. IT and agriculture. But now, so they can't say agriculture now, so Africans are hungry because they don't make us hungry. They have now started modifying agriculture, putting technology into agriculture. But these technologies are not in the local context that will benefit you and me. Rather, it's in a context that will affect us. You know? Because they don't eat what they produce with technology. Crops they manufacture, they engineer in the lab, they don't eat it. They eat organic food, but they bring those engineered food to us to eat. I was telling some students when I was training this week here, ShopRite we see today in South Africa, ShopRite is like the poorest people's supermarket. But in Nigeria, yes, so ShopRite is a big man's supermarket. In South Africa, if you tell them that you are going to ShopRite to buy something, they'll tell you, say, no, it's too low. It's too low. I remember in Durban, I was telling one of the parties, our partners there, I told her, is ShopRite close by so that I can go there and get things for my children? She laughed me, She said, ShopRite, no, you don't go there to get anything. Their products are inferior. I say, hey, for ShopRite. He said, no, you don't go there, sure. Because me, I just talk and say, because I don't carry that idea, say ShopRite is a big place. When I mention them to her, because it's a South African, he said, no. They don't sell good products. They will take you to supermarkets where you get good things. They have no qualities in ShopRite. I say, hey, in Nigeria, you hear ShopRite, you are a big boy. But in this ShopRite, the product they sell there, the food stuff they sell there, they are all GMOs. They are all modified, and they are cheap. You go there, you see full chicken for 15 rands, 20 rands, less than 10,000 naira. Full chicken. We will go there, say we go South Africa, go there also now, so now you carry for table and enjoying. You are killing yourself. Because those things are modified. The big people don't buy those things. They don't. But because of the profits these companies and these people make, they focus on agriculture and they use IT to make money from it. We will get natural farming systems. Natural food, natural seeds. Why don't we develop it? We abandon them with the pursue oil. And now oil is what is putting us where we are today. In the past, I grew up to come meet Granite Pyramid. Though I don't get the privilege to go north, go see them. But I saw it in pictures. When I was in primary school, they used it in pictures. You have Granite Pyramid in north, Kano, Kaduna, and those areas. You have cocoa in the west. South here, you get rubber. You get palm kernels. We get timber. That is where we have AT&P in Sapele. Then because of AT&P, Eternit, that makes roofing sheet, they came to Sapele. Nigeria was rich. So they go and use him mouth, they tell you go say, Nigeria is so rich that we don't know what we want to do with our money. In First Act 77. But today now, so now the same Oyibo will come here, come carry our natural seeds. We are now running to meet them. I told somebody, if I have the privilege to go abroad and stay, I know stay. And when they go, they come. They rather they bring their money, they come here, come invest. Because we have places in Africa where you can invest your money and you will be living well. I went to an island some time ago. I was privileged to join a team to go to Kenya, one island in Kenya, Lamu Island. When I got to that place, I asked myself, do we have this kind of place in Africa? And yes, people go to Dubai, people go to Paris. In that place, if they're not going to get car, not even DSS, now island, now boat everywhere. But the place is, they not get police, their police now speak, they carry. People, they open doors, sleep. Hotel when I stay, no get the door where they don't the locker, I no get key. Everybody knows everybody, nobody steals no nothing. People from all over Europe, they come there, come relax, come enjoy themselves. But we were there Africa here, we they go Europe, go enjoy ourselves. I was shocked to see an Igbo man. If you see that guy electronic shop for that place for Kenya, I hate across the ocean, across the Indian Ocean. When I saw the shop and I saw the guy was making call, the way they told, I said, this guy is a Nigerian person. When I come actually see him, so na Igbo man. Inside that place, I say, yes, this guy is good. Big electronic stores like that, he's making his millions. When that guy come Nigeria now, so now I go, they Google, they waka. But if you reach that place, you won't know if there's not picture there, they tell you, now, one place for you, you believe. But Africa, we have all what it takes to survive. Bros, you ask one question to say, how we go to survive without oil? We get, for the world, Africa get the highest tourism sites, but we know they utilize them. Nigeria here, we get one of the highest tourism sites we know they the world. Go see a hot and cold water fountain. You know, anywhere in the world, people they come before they come from Europe, come check that water, how it be waiting they happen. Scientists don't study until today, they don't get solution how it they happen. Hot and cold water coming out from water. These are things that would have enriched us. Tourism, agriculture, other mineral resources we have, but we don't look at it. We focus on oil. Today now, in this country, it will shock you to know that we have California. Just check online, a gram of California, I don't fit remember how much it be at the moment. Millions of dollars, 1 gram. The most expensive metal in the world. And we have it here in Nigeria, in Borno State. Where they say na Boko Haram zone. What is the crisis of the Boko Haram? It's not a terrorist or something crisis, it's a crisis of mineral resources. They pursue the people from us so that they will be extracting and making money. The truth about it is that everywhere there is resources in the world, there is always crisis. Two of us to fight. We are fighting and killing ourselves. The companies are coming as peacemakers to extract behind us, taking to their country. In Russia and Ukraine where they fight today, waiting there underneath, oil and gas. Russia wants to take charge and be bigger in the oil, in the gas sector, in the whole of Europe. They want to take over the Ukraine market and everything, take over the part of Ukraine where get all the gases and all that. But it won't work. Those are the crises. Beneath everything we see in the world today, there is a resource war in it. So we are saying today, these negotiations, like he mentioned, will not work sitting in one AC, one place. It is you and I, community people, that will air our voice. One day we go do one community people's cup. When they do their cup there, we go do community, not even counter cup, go on, we go do community people's cup. We go carry placard. Why they do their negotiations there? We go mobilize. Each city go carry placard, they talk of what they want. Then we go video and live, we go send out to them, make them see what they happen for community. Because it is the community people that are suffering. And community person cannot have 3-4 million to buy ticket to go to the cup to shout. You can't. You can't. Now CSOs and NGOs like us, we see they work with community people. Now we go still take on our problem, carry and go there. But it's sometimes that they work us out of cup meetings. They'll just excuse us, please excuse us. Because they know say when you start to talk, like this my brother now say if you go cup conference, You go get where you go talk, which now the doctor tell you, say, bros, please excuse us. They go excuse you out of the space because they don't want to hear. Now make for call. We get section for call what we dey call People's Day. That day for people, or we dey go to one for the center of the cup where all those people where they wear suit, all those big corporation, they go meeting. Now there they do one, they go disrupt for that whole day. When we had COP in Egypt, they knew that kind of thing was going to happen. They can't tell us, say, there are people's day for COP. We not go fit one inside the COP venue. They can't give us venue outside the COP venue for Egypt. Now they say, we go pay now. No be outside, now say me with one. The day when that day reach, they surprised us, say we mobilize for center. Not even the corner again where they plan to mobilize center of the COP. We disrupt the whole day, that day, for that COP. We say it's not possible. You cannot tell the people that wants to speak for the community and the grassroots people to go outside to do their march and to hear the people's voice. So that is why we are having this kind of smaller meetings to hear from the people and to know that the negotiations in the COP will not work for us. The negotiations in the COP will not work for Africans. Africa, our weather is different from Europe weather. Our weather is different from Brazil weather. Our weather is different from Middle East weather. So we cannot use their own solutions to quantify our solutions here in Africa. So the bottom line is that their negotiations as a people, like you mentioned, will not work for us. Are we agreed to that?
Yes.
Do we agree to that? Yes. Their negotiations in the COP will not work for us as community people, as Africans. So this is where I draw the curtain today. Do you have anything to say? So any other contribution before we round up?
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm Leftist Michael Oberico of Edo Civil Society Organization. Like you dey talk since, like my brother once said, he said, actions speak louder voice. But we Nigerians and Africans, we like to talk. We don't have action. We speak without action. Just now you mentioned something that we will come out one day when they are holding their meeting there. We will call for protest. Everybody will come out. My brother, if you call for protest today, how many of our community people that will come out to say yes today, we want to stand and fight for our rights? They're not there. I don't know whether now our leaders now fail us, or now we fail ourselves because we are not even unite in first instance. In first place, we are not unite. If we say, okay, let's stand and fight for our right now, one person will just come and say, I beg you, leave and move. Now only they there. Somebody that you have agreed to do something together will go behind you and collect money on your behalf and say, I beg you, if you won't go do anything, let him go and do. I will not even join to do it again because he has collected money. So until we come together as one to fight for a just cause, we will not see reason or anything to hold on to. Because if we are divided the way we are now, even if we come now and say, okay, let's come say, we want to do something now. My brother, believe me or not, your co-brother will even be the one to betray you. Your community person will say, I beg you, now today we start time. So until we come out in mass to say no to this menace, it will not end. Okay, we are talking about community now. How many of us are here? And it also interests you to know that the people that are here now, they are not from this community. Majority of them are not from this community. And if you say, okay, let's call these people in this community, the people that, if anything good is coming to this community now, me and you will not sit to share from it too. They will say, go to your community, you are not from this community. But it will take me and you that is not from this community to fight for the right of this community. After you fight for the right of the community, the benefit that is coming from that fight that you fight, you will not be the one to benefit from it. So tomorrow, how can you come out to say you want to fight for that same community who did not recognize you when benefit is coming, they are sliding you and go for that benefit. But when it's time to say, okay, let's fight for the community, you will be the one to come out to fight for the community. Until we say no and come together and say, it doesn't matter your tribe or your religion. See, our people that are there now, they are not making laws for their tribe and their religion. So when they are fighting, they are not fighting for their tribe and their religion, so, but they are fighting for their pockets. Some of them that call themselves their representative, they are our lawmakers. They are the ones even breaking the laws for us. Like you said, they will wear coat, suit in cold weather, discussing climate change. When there is no heat, you are discussing heat. How will you know what is happening? Like me and you that are here now discussing under this heat now, we know how we are faring. But then they will sit under AC in cool environment to discuss it. How will you know what you are discussing? They don't know. So until we who call ourselves the commoners, because they look at us as commoners, until we come together to say no to them, they will continue to do what they are doing and will not get result from it. So plenty talk, when we dey talk, e no dey help us. It is hard time we hold the horn by the bull and we say no to it. If not, it will not work, my brother. We will continue to speak Oyibo and at the end, because we are doing it the same way and try to get different result from it, it's the same result we also get from it. You cannot do something the same thing and get different results. So it is hard time we the community also come together and said no to them. Like you said, one day I believe that day will come and it will soon come. When that day come, even them themselves will know that yes, these people are ready for us. Until we are ready for them, they will not ready for us also.
You made a valid and a strong point. The idea too that we are having globally, especially Africans, is because Africans, we are not united in the climate struggle. And funny enough, it is so interesting that from the climate crisis and all, Africa just contribute 1%, I mean 3% to the global emissions. Less than say, but yet we are the ones that suffer it most. When it comes to flooding, now Africa head the enter. When it comes to heavy rainfalls, now Africa. When it comes to heat, now Africa. And again, aside that one, even the money that they are negotiating to pay Africans, they are getting the resources from Africa. So you can see that everything goes round and come back to Africa. That is why, as community people, as CSOs, we need to start training the younger generations. That is very key. And one thing I like about CSO is that they have schools where they train people to become very active in terms of this. Because the fact about it is that radical solutions doesn't answer to calmness. Radical challenges answers to radical solutions. If you don't use radical solutions to answer the bourgeois, sorry, you will remain where you are. You will remain where you are. That's why when we go to COP, we don't do gentlemanly. We not even wear t-shirt and jeans and boots, because we know we are going there for real business. There are some meetings we are not invited. We go mount the gates. As the conference they go on, we do demonstration outside the door. I remember in Egypt, they were doing conference with negotiators and government officials. That was the time I met John Kerry in one of the COP. Then they do negotiations inside. As John Kerry, they come outside like this. We block the entrance like this. We did the entrance, we carry placard, they do placard, then they want part, then they find way to squeeze body for where we tell them the negotiations is not for us Africans. They shouldn't be negotiating our life for us. We stand for the gate with African leaders, Kenya and all that. We stand for the gate. That was before my life. Now I meet John Kerry, former UN Secretary of State, one-on-one. We stand for in front, or that they will not they move. That was in Egypt. SS with glasses and everything, constant. They don't use body tape to us. So we won't hand like this, because that one when you lose guard, you are on your own. So every measures, every actions seek radical measures. And like I said, one of the corps, it will be not just corp over there, but it will be community people's corp. Because until community people counter wetin dem dey do, it will be difficult to find community-based solutions. Though as groups, as organizations, as individuals, we will keep talking. We will not stop talking. We'll continue until we have something tangible to do. Mama, I want to say something before we close.
Issue of community, before we start fighting for the community, we have to sanitize the mind
Of the people.
Yes.
Yes.
In each community, the commoner, the old people, whether you know how to speak English, you don't, in broken and in correct English. So we have to sanitize, we have to let them know the meaning, the importance of climate change before we start fighting. Then we still fight the issue of corruption.
Yes.
Because if I have a house now, I have something in my house. Before somebody will come in to come and remove that thing, I will have the idea. But if I'm bright, maybe we are 4 people that own that thing. There is no way that outside people will come and collect that thing. Then our gate, our chiefs in the community, we have to let them know the importance of the climate change and how people come in to overtake their land. Because the end of it too, they are corrupt. Once they bribe them, they are at least before they come into the community, they don't just jump in. They first ask of the elders. Yes. So we have to sanitize them. We have to also let them know that if anything happen again, through the radio, through media, so we have to, through broker and everything, we have to let them know. At least in a month, continue preaching them before we now tell them, if anything of this happen again, this is the action we are going to take.
I want to agree with them because that was what I actually wanted to say. I remember we did a meeting that day that I was almost lynched. What? No, you were not there. It was the okay. What was my question what I advised the community to? I say, see, as I won't bring this plantation come on a place soon. And the thing is sweet too. I was talking to the youth. I said, but make una ask for Komu people whether the indigenous enjoy that company we did there. Make una look for other plantations. Una ask whether they enjoy them. As I talk that thing, both government people, the company, the community themselves, they attack me. Not be small, we fight, even especially the consultants. fight don't start. So why I go talk that thing? So for us to know, say even the community people, now then the work they pass, not be it is the community, because it is, if anybody won't come do anything for your place, you yourself, if you say, okay, let us know what you are going to do, what are the benefits of this thing we are going to do, let us remove greed, remove sentiment, because greed is one thing that will crop in, that will make you sell your birthright if you are greedy. What are my benefits? And even if you not still know, because like what I advised them in that same meeting, I told them, say, una fit not know everything, una fit not get it. Even the community law, this is not government, even giving the lawyer. Make una call outsider, make them help una look the environmental impact assessment, make them look the agreement on one side, make them look and well, make them not rush una, make them give them 1, 2, 3 weeks when I take look at. I was lynched. That is the reality. So when they talk about say, and I won't respond to one thing when you talk about say, would Africa get enough thing to generate income? I don't deal with ideals, I deal with reality. Realistically today, if you remove crude budget from Nigeria economy, can we survive? Yes, I did. We have every other means. You get things we won't survive. But as it is, with the crop of leadership we have, can they creatively bring out other means? You see, talk is cheap. We can talk, we generate XYZ from what they call them, from tourism. How many Nigerians they go to back to their job, they go, how many people they go Ikogosi? How much does Ikogosi wants to make per annum? Can that Ikogosi once bring finance? Can it even survive the Ikogosi community?
if they remove crude oil from it. So let us be realistic. Yes, like I said, even this climate issue go meet brick wall. And I know say President Trump no understand this English when they speak. It's like most of Africa. They don't understand this English. Now, if America don't go far, look the time of industrial, the way they take pollute everything today. I'm a strong advocate of clean energy, climate change. I be strong. But let us be realistic. If the West have developed themselves with dirty energy, now Africans are feeling the impact. Do you think it will be? How much is a solar panel? How much will it do solar panel? Do you think Africans are ready to transit? Do you think Nigerians from the local communities are they ready to transit? Apart, even if they are verbally ready, do they have what it takes to transit to the clean energy we are talking about? Will you stop that woman in the village, make you no go find firewood? Do you have a better alternative for her? Do you have even the charcoal they talk, not be wood they go burn take get am? Do you have, you expect me she go a kg of gas is about, and gas is not even still clean, it's about 1,300 or so for 1 kg. Do you think we can actually realistically do it? But the fact that we should do what we can do. We should do the struggle, but what we need is action and less of talk.
Thank you. You know, the thing is that whether we like it or not, this transition is already happening. They move. So if now Africa go day behind, if Africa don't make plans now to transition the way they want to transition. If not, as always, they will leave Africa behind. And Africa will now have to struggle to catch up again. So we have to take charge of since they are saying it now, let us take charge of the process before they come and take over everything and we are back to the circle starts all over again. Now, I like what Mama said and everything, sensitizing the people. We have to check our motive in everything that we are doing. The community people. I remember when we were in a meeting in Ethiopia, and I think it was a representative from Zimbabwe or somewhere, was asking, Nigeria, I hear you people are suffering with your food and everything. They just found oil and we're so happy, we can't wait. I said, you're happy that they found oil. You don't know what we are suffering. You think we are enjoying, you're happy that you have found oil, people cannot wait. You need to go and listen, and you need to go and watch, you need to know. They say, no, it's people that are not handling it well, we'll handle our own very well. The thing is, when you have not entered a place to experience it, you cannot see. When they are telling you, it's like film trick. So I wish that we can have community exchange. Let communities, maybe that will help build our resilience for this fight, to take over this transition. Let's check our motive. I want to round up what like my brother here kept repeating that we cannot survive without oil. That's not true. It's this mindset that we have as Africans or as Nigerians or as a people. What I think we need in Africa is to sell ourselves, believe in ourselves, and sell what we have. It is what you have. The way you sell what you have, the package you have, the way you sell it, that attracts buyers or that attracts people. So you don't tell me that because we have been dwelling on oil, so if we decide to move from oil to agriculture and other resources that we have that we cannot strike, that's not true. We must believe in ourselves as Africans. We must sell what we have. We must believe in what we have. How can you tell me? Do you know that sometimes, even it is early this year, if I'm not mistaken, we are thinking, when the children are on holidays, where do we take our kids to? We don't have, especially in Edo State. The only place we have is the Oba Zoo. And as we speak, the Oba Zoo, there's nothing to write home about. Are you getting me? So are you telling me that if we have a sightseeing, a tourist center, a place where the kids can go catch fun, and parents can also go there to catch fun, that somebody like myself cannot take my kids there to relax? It is because we are not putting what we have to use. That's where the issue is. We must put
not what we have to use. Let's take for instance this roundabout that we have at Ramat Park. How many of us know the Kubaye roundabout, the Ramat Park roundabout? That place is as good as useless. What are the government doing with it? That kind of a place can be turned into a park for children to catch their fun, for parents to go and relax. I can decide to go to Oregbeni market and I'm tired. I'll say, oh, there's a park here. I'll just go there and relax under the tree. And that's why we say, as we are building and development is coming, we should also sensitize our people on how to plant trees to cool our environs too. It's part of the challenges we are having. Somebody has 100 by 100 and you build 50 by 100. The remaining balance 50 by 100, you just jam and flood everywhere. So why will the environment not be hot? Why, if there is wide wind, why will it not blow off your buildings? So it is sensitization. Going back to what my sister said here, we must sensitize ourselves and we must believe in ourselves. Believe in the blessings that we have in this nation. Set ourselves. And I tell you, even the Europe nations and wherever, they'll begin to come back to Nigeria. Thank you.